And before that time, I want everybody to make sure that you have access to either a notebook and a pen or a laptop so that you can work and write because we'll be doing some writing tasks, which you'll need to submit. So can everybody give me a thumbs up if they have that arranged and if they have access to that? Okay. Yeah, Jayant?
Is it okay if I be an observer or like a spectator today? Because I am new to this.
Sorry?
I am new to this, so could
Okay.
it be I be an observer or like a spectator today?
Um, uh, they're quite easy tasks. These are all beginner level tasks, so we don't expect anyone to have much experience. So it would be great if you could participate. If there's anything you find particularly difficult, then ask your doubts or just we'll figure that out as it comes. Okay.
And what is like the timeline of this workshop? How much time would it
So
be
this
taking?
workshop started on Monday, and I think the last session is going to be on Friday. After that, on Saturday, there will be a competition that is kind of the culmination of this entire crash course. That's the time, right? Yeah. Uh,
Um,
yeah.
I asked about
Uh, okay, 1 second. Yeah, Jant.
today's timeline. Like it
Today's
started at
session,
6 and
yeah, we'll
when
just
is it?
go until 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Rishika.
Hello. So I just want to say that can you begin with the summary of yesterday? Like what had happened yesterday?
Okay, I can. Were you there yesterday or did you miss yesterday's session?
I just missed the session yesterday, so if we could just have a 2-3 minute summary.
Okay, yeah, sure. We'll
Thank
try
you.
to incorporate that. Yeah, Vivan?
Ma'am, I just wanted to ask that what are the perks of winning the competition, as well as how many participants do we have in the competition, and like what would be the format of the competition?
So those details aren't being disclosed yet, and I'll actually have to talk to the organizers. I'm just part of the organizing team. I'm not doing it all by myself. So we'll release those details in a while. Okay, it's 6:11. So I'd like everybody to turn on their cameras now, and we will start so that we can end it by 7 o'clock. Okay. Yeah. Can we please get our cameras on? Priyanshi, you message me, that's fine. Just turn it on when you get home. Mm.
Hello guys, please make sure your cameras are on throughout the session. Otherwise, we'll have to put you in the waiting room.
Yeah.
Teaching to a blind screen is not appropriate, so please make sure your cameras are on.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, there are no more doubts. Then we'll begin for today. Mm,
Excuse me.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we are having a bad weather here in our city and we are not having lighting here. So
Okay.
due to some network issue, my camera may
That's
turn
fine.
off in
That's
between.
entirely fine. Rahini Sharma. Sorry. Rahini Sharma. That's fine. Just try and keep it on when possible. Okay, because we do need. We are recording this meeting as well. So just for that purpose. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start and just tell me when you can see my screen. Yeah. Okay. So somebody asked for a summary of yesterday. Essentially, what we did yesterday was discuss some rhyme scheme and some other poetic devices that are the simpler ones. So rhyme scheme is just the melodic and rhythmic parameter that a poem will follow. I think we can get to that a bit later. But today, what we're going to be looking at is some other slightly more complex poetic and literary devices, which are imagery and metaphor. And these are devices that are very much interlinked with each other, and they're not separate as such, but they complement each other and they help mold each other. And you'll see them used across almost every piece that you'll ever read. So almost all poems, any book you read, even the simple, even children's book will use these kind of poetic devices. So so the first one we're going to discuss is imagery. And imagery is essentially just the use of language and specific words that engages a sensory experience with the reader. And it triggers the reader to use their senses, and it's essentially used to create atmosphere in a poem. So you can use it to mold setting, set a stage for how the poem will proceed or where it will proceed. We have a small guessing game here. So because imagery is a sensory experience for the reader, there are ways of Vivan?
How can the reader actually, sense his hands throughout, like whenever, like is that the thing that has been mentioned in the image is how can a reader actually sense his skin throughout, when he's reading or something?
So that is a bit up to the imagination of the reader as well. But the way that imagery is used and the way that language is used in imagery mold sentences, and we have examples of this later on as well, you'll see. And it paints a picture for the reader to imagine what the setting might look like. And it also helps a lot when talking about an emotional state that poems are often used to talk about. So we have a small guessing game. As I said, because imagery is a sensory experience, it engages senses, and we have 5 of those. So, and there's a different type of imagery for each of those senses. So moving from left to right, I want people to raise their hand and tell me what type of imagery prescribes to engages which particular sense. So starting with the one on the left, which type of imagery engages the sense of sight? Does anyone have guesses?
Visual imagery.
Yes, you are correct. It is visual imagery. Next one.
I think vocal imagery or something.
Okay, not quite. Does anyone have more guesses?
Auditory.
That's correct. It is auditory imagery. What about smell? This is just a quick guessing game, just to get you guys engaged. So go ahead.
Olfactory?
Yeah, that's correct. Olfactory. What about taste? Does anyone have guesses for that?
Gustatory?
Correct. That's good. That's a tricky one. I didn't expect anyone to know that. Last one, touch.
Tactile imagery.
Tactical?
Sorry?
Is it tactical?
Yeah, it is tactile image. So yeah. These categories are not really strict when it comes to how it's used in actual poetry. All these types of imagery are very much interlinked, and you'll never really see examples of only visual or only tactile. They're very much intertwined and used together even. Coming to that, here are some examples that I thought would help, as Vivan question, visualize what imagery looks like and how it can help the reader. Yeah, so as you can see here, visual imagery. It's obviously helping you imagine the scene. If you could just read through those, then yeah. So it's helping you visualize a scene, and it's setting the stage for the poem, and it's giving it atmosphere because the poem, which is Ozymandias, is it's a very royal poem. I don't know. Has anybody read it or studied it? Anything? No? Okay. But yeah. Yeah. Same with auditory. So this phrase, it cracked and growled and roared and howled like noises in a swan. This phrase in the poem describes the movement of the wind, and it uses almost onomatopic phrases like cracked, growled, roared to describe how the wind would sound to someone in the midst of it. Yeah.
I may go to drink water.
Sorry?
I may go to drink water.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. So olfactory, obviously smell. And you'll actually see here the smell of spilt oil, a faint sickness lingering in the garage. It's a very direct way, and imagery doesn't always have to be very flowery or indirect. It can be very direct. But it still engages a sensory organ, and that's why we call it imagery. So if you can just read through these other examples. And if you have any questions about these, the meaning, the context, whatever. One thing I did want to point out here, in the second example for gustatory imagery, they're using plain words, old, yellow, casual, dinner is a casual affair. They're using these kind of words to imply that beans imply the taste and kind of essence of what beans are. They're a simple dish. And while it's not talking about, these words don't talk about taste particularly, they still lend to that essence. And that's why they are really important when it comes to imagery. Okay. So if everyone's done reading, we can go ahead. Just give a thumbs up or something. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so now everybody take out is everybody going to be working on a laptop, or are some people also working with paper and pen today?
I'm working on an iPad.
Okay, that's no issue. So we have 3 tasks for today, and at the end of it, I'm going to send a Google form link in the chat, and everybody just submit those tasks all at once at the end of the session. But for now, make sure you have them saved somewhere. So if that's in a notebook or if that's on your laptop, doesn't matter. Okay, but yeah, so first task, we're going to practice using imagery. And I'm going to show 2 different pictures, and everybody has to write. Sorry, yeah, Veda, did you have something?
No, please continue.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm going to show 2 pictures, and you're going to pick any one picture from those 2, and just write 5 sentences about the picture. Each sentence should be a different type of imagery. And so I'm just going to show the pictures now. Yeah. And wherever you're writing, just make sure to mention which picture it is. So image 1 or image 2. And really imagine some of the types of imagery are not maybe immediately visible, or you don't immediately see how it could be there. But that's where the creativity comes in. And you need to imagine where it could be, what it could be like. So does everybody understand the task? Should I repeat? Should I explain once more? Okay. So guys, go ahead with that. I'm gonna give you about 7 minutes for this. After that, we'll move on.
What do we have to do in the 7 minutes?
Okay, so you basically have to pick any one of these images and write 5 sentences describing it. And each one of those 5 sentences has to use a different type of imagery. So we discussed 5 here. I'll just go back. So each of these 5. So one is visual, which is for sight. One is auditory, which is for hearing. Olfactory, which is for smell. Gustatory, which is for taste. And tactile, which is for touch and feel. So you have to imagine and just write 5 sentences, and each sentence should be a different type of the imagery about any one image. Everyone get that?
Is there any constraint on how long a sentence can be?
No, not long. Just try not to make it too long because we have limited time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but other than that, just 5 sentences.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, Pallavi.
We have to use both the images, right?
No, any one image. So 5 sentences on any one image.
Okay, thank you.
So we're going to move on to the next task at 6:33. So I want everybody to be done by then. Okay, so is everybody done with this? If you're
Yeah.
not, the form will be open a bit after the session ends as well. So you can go back and work on it, but right now we're gonna move on. Okay? Yeah. So imagery was the first literary device that we discussed. Secondly, we are going to discuss metaphor. Now, metaphor is a bit trickier than imagery, but really it's just the comparison of different things and because you liken their characteristics. You make someone, for example, if I wanted somebody to understand what something might feel like, and I use an example for them, that would be a metaphor because I'm explaining something by likening it with something else. Yeah, Veda.
Were we not doing that? We had to describe that image, that activity.
Yeah, we just finished it. So, I just want everybody to keep it on the side right now. Just save it because you will need to submit it in a form later. Okay. Yeah. Quick question. What's the difference between a metaphor and a simile? Who can tell that? Anyone? Yeah, Priyanshi. Or sorry, can you guys see the next screen? Or are you still seeing the image screen? If somebody can just tell me. Okay. Yeah, can you see the new screen? I'm so sorry, I didn't unpause my screen. But can you see the metaphor slide now?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, everything I said still applies. Yeah, so back to the question. What's the difference between a simile and a metaphor? Rahini, I see your hand raised. Okay, Priyanshi, I'm not hearing Rahini's
Can
response.
you hear me? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so a simile uses words like and as to compare different things, while a metaphor doesn't. It just equates one thing to another.
Yeah, that's the essential difference. So both are comparative devices and they are used very similarly. And you can even turn a simile into a metaphor or a metaphor into a simile. So they are very much related devices in that way. And yeah, a metaphor is a part of a larger group of literary devices, which is figurative language. Now, figurative language includes everything. It has metaphors, similes, and a couple other devices that have the same comparative nature. And basically, in a lot of poems, what you'll see, yeah, Rahini, sorry, I couldn't hear you. Respond to the
Uh,
question.
so good evening. Due to bad weather, the network is unstable at my place. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So can you please explain or brief what was there before in last 1 to 2 minutes?
Okay.
There was
So,
discussion on metaphor and simile difference.
yeah. So I was just saying that both metaphors and similes are very close devices. They're both comparative devices. It's just that similes use the words like and
Direct.
as to compare two things, whereas metaphors
Yes.
don't. That's all.
Yes, I wanted to add my also. So may I share my definition, please?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So I wanted to say that simile is a direct comparison between two things when we use the words like or as, and
Yeah.
whereas metaphor is a indirect comparison. So that was my point of view.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. That is generally what happens when we use a simile. It is a more direct form of comparison, whereas metaphors can be a bit indirect, bit vague at times even. But yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah, no problem. So yeah, it's just a comparison by likening the characteristics of two different things. And I was talking about figurative language. Figurative language is just a broader term for that encompasses a lot of comparative devices in literature and poetry. A lot of times in particular poems and even prose, we'll see something that's called an extended metaphor. And this is when the same metaphor and is developed throughout the poem by the use of particular words that link to each other or that have a similar essence and theme. And this is how an author will build theme throughout a poem. And they'll give it a thematic sense and an atmosphere. And this is generally when we use metaphors for concepts rather than specific things. So whereas a simile might be, for example, fast as a cheetah. That's a single sentence. There's not much you can build on that. Metaphors will build that same essence and concept throughout an entire poem, which is essentially the indirect comparison that Rahini was talking about. Anyone have more questions? Any questions? Yeah, Pallavi.
You said that we can work with these similes and metaphors interchangeably. So how do we do that?
Yeah, so they're not opposite devices, and they are very different. They're different devices, so they're not the same device. But metaphors can be changed into similes, and similes can be changed into metaphors. For example, fast as a cheetah. That's a simile, right? Because we're using the word as, and
Yeah.
we are comparing the speed of something to the speed of a cheetah. So we know that it's fast. If we were to change this into a metaphor, we would just say she is a cheetah, right? So we're removing the word as and we're making a comparison, and that's a metaphor. That's it.
Okay, I thought they can be exchanged or something like that.
No, they are not interchangeable devices as such. You can transform one to the other, but they are different devices. And in poetry and literature, they do serve generally different purposes.
Okay,
So we
thank
can
you.
look at some examples, and I think that will make everything a bit more clear. So yeah,
Sorry.
there are some metaphors in poetry. So if anyone has any questions, go ahead. So these are all poems that I personally like a lot, and I would recommend that you read them if you have any interest in poetry and writing. One more thing that we see, if you look at the metaphor and then the meaning, all of these metaphors are for concepts. They're not for a particular thing, but more of a concept, such as in the first one, book is a metaphor for life in general. Now, life is a very broad term, but a book is also very broad and it has many aspects, many chapters to it. And that's what it's comparing life to. Life has many chapters and many phases. So it's not, so it's a very broad comparison rather than saying a very specific thing. It's giving an analogy for life, about how life has phases and chapters. Yeah, Pallavi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, how does the use of metaphor in the poem enhance the overall meaning or the emotional impact?
Okay. So, okay, sorry, one second. Okay. So you asked how does metaphor enhance the emotional impact?
Yeah.
Yeah. So metaphors, they give a face to very broad concepts. And what I mean by that is it's very hard to imagine a concept, right? For example, life. It's very difficult to imagine that. But when we say the book of life, you can imagine life as a book and you can relate to it in that sense. So it metaphors help build connection with the reader and they help explain something in a way that someone would understand because everybody understands things in their own way. But when you think about a book, for example, everyone knows what a book is. Everyone knows that a book has chapters, a book has phases, it has a climax and then an ending in that way. So it's a way to connect with readers and build on emotions in a more thematic way because it allows you to dramatize things as well. Whereas if you talk about them directly, you might not be able to dramatize it and give it the emotional flair, perhaps.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So does anyone have any other questions or should we move on? No? So yeah. So we have another task and this is slightly shorter. But essentially I've listed down 4, again, concepts or emotions. And I want everyone to take any 2 of these and make a metaphor for it. So, go wild with your imagination. This can be anything. It doesn't have to make sense to everybody. It can make sense to you. But we're just practicing how to make metaphors because that is a poetic skill that you'll see used in a lot of poems. So does anyone have any questions? Okay, if nobody has any question, yeah, Tiara.
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm having question and about this practicing using the metaphors. So we create a poem or just like a sentence based on the 2 topics.
So you don't have to make a whole poem. You can just write a couple sentences, maybe. They don't have to be a poem, but just make a metaphor, make an analogy for any 2 of these 4 things. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any more questions? So we have till 6:50 to get this done. And after that, we're going to move on to the final slide. Can we just keep everybody's cameras on? Anshul and Pallavi, please.
Yeah, sure. Just a minute.
Yeah.
I hope I'm visible.
Yeah, Pallavi, thanks. Okay, so it is 6:50 now. Is everybody done?
Yeah.
So actually, I want to hear at least one from everybody, even if you haven't done the second one. I want to hear everybody's at least one. So if we could start with that. Who wants to go first? Pallavi, okay. Pallavi, then Rahini, uh, then okay. So Pallavi, go ahead. We'll figure out the order later.
The
Yeah.
metaphor, right?
Yeah, any
I've
one.
actually just written one.
Okay.
Victory is the soaring eagles rising above energy storm.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Rahini, then Tiara, then Rishika.
Okay, so I have written on a journey. A journey is like a ladder. Journey is a ladder, basically. I accidentally put the word like. Journey is a ladder that on every part of our journey, we have to climb a step, a specific step for the final stage of our journey.
Yeah.
So, like this, I have made.
Good. Good. That's very good. Tiara?
Okay, so my theme was grief or sadness. It's unspeakable, voice of noisy head, like shouting and swearing with no sound but mimic. A deep condolence suck, the ability of breath, same as crocheting your neck without pattern.
That's very good. That's good. And see, so you notice how some of these aren't very direct, and they just use thematic elements to make meaning. That's also what a metaphor is. Rishika, go ahead.
So I have written two of them, first on journey and second one on grief. On journey, I have written a journey is like a roller coaster. If there are no ups and downs in it, no one will enjoy it. And the second one is about grief. In the shadows, we dance with past regrets, which feels like being in a cage, unable to move out.
Exactly. So that's good. Just one thing, you use like in both of those. So find a way to remove that and it'll be perfect. Because
Yes, I
the word like makes it a
mistake. Yeah.
simile. Rather than that, they're perfect. The use of language is very good. Priyanshi?
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have written, it's kind of long, is that all right?
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Okay, so I have taken sadness or grief.
Okay.
I'll start. Grief is a sinking house, the kind that looks whole from a distance, but beneath the floorboards, the foundation has cracked, slowly, silently, with water seeping in from places no one checked. You learn to walk carefully, avoiding the soft spots, pretending the wallpaper still holds. And when people visit you, you smile through the rot, offering tea in cups that tremble, hoping no one notices that you've forgotten how it felt when the walls stood straight.
Yeah, see? So what uh the how long is it is basically makes it a theme throughout, whatever piece of writing, say you were making a poem out of it, it would be a theme because it's not just a single sentence or single phrase that you use. So that's essentially an extended metaphor. So that's also a very good way to incorporate metaphors, which we will need for the last task. Can everybody see my screen? Yeah. Okay. So uh, the last task, last part of today's session is everybody needs to write one poem on any one of these three prompts. So over here, on the right side, there are the three prompts. And remember what we've done throughout this whole session. So we've used imagery and we've used metaphor. And I've tried to give three kind of vague prompts so you can choose which direction you go in with them, just giving a baseline. And make sure to incorporate metaphor and imagery in whichever poem you choose to do. Okay?
Do we have to use all those five imagery?
No. That was just for practice. But make sure to include some type of image.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm going to share a Google form link in the chat. And when you're done, everybody needs to submit all three of these tasks on that form. Okay?
Those who have written in notebooks, can they upload the picture?
Yeah. Pictures you can upload.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Pallavi.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of have a little bit of doubt. May I ask?
Go ahead.
When I like actually sit and write, I just
Yeah.
keep coming back to the first thing which I wrote, like the starting part. In each and every sentence, if I go like line by line, I
Mhm.
start the poetry as it is, as it was started. Are you able to understand what am I saying, or should I give an
Uh,
example?
it sounds like writer's block to me a bit. It takes practice. I mean, I started writing a while ago, and I still have to go through, multiple versions of the same thing until I can move forward with even the first stanza.
Yeah, because when I try to write the another one, I keep coming back to the first few words that I catch up.
Hmm. But even that is a poetic device. Repetition is a very strong poetic device. So if you can find a way to not avoid it and instead incorporate it into your poetry and make the repetition of words mean something, that's also great.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. This poem does not have to be very long, but it just has to be a poem. It can be any type of poem, free verse, with a rhyme scheme, a sonnet, an ode, whatever. If anyone's done by around 7:05 and wants to read out their poem, please go ahead and tell me. And if you don't, that's fine too. Yeah, Pallavi.
I'm done with my poem. May I share?
Uh, what's the status of everyone else? Are you almost done, not done at all, in the middle somewhere?
I'm done as well.
Okay. Uh, everyone else?
I am on my last line. Can I take
Okay.
few more minutes?
Yeah, sure. Uh, Tiara, Richika?
Almost.
I'm going to finish it soon, like 3 minutes, I think.
Okay, so we're just gonna wait till maybe 7:06. Then whoever's done and wants to share then can share. Otherwise, I don't think we'll have time. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I am done now. I am done.
Okay, good. Please also start submitting it on the Google form.
Do we have the time to submit after the class or
Yeah. To
after
be
we
open
leave?
until after the class. is done. Okay, so we're gonna start sharing now. Pallavi, then Priyanshi. Rahini, you said you're done?
Yes.
Okay, so Pallavi, Priyanshi, then Rahini, Tiara, and Rishika, are you done? Will you be done by the time these four have shared?
Yes.
Okay, so then you can share at the end.
Am I
Pallavi,
audible?
yeah, Pallavi, go ahead. Please switch on your camera if possible. Pallavi and
Uh,
Priyanshi.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Actually, it'll take a few minutes to adjust because I'm sitting outside. So
Okay, you know what?
in
Just
the
start.
meanwhile, sorry.
Just start. In technical difficulties is fine. Just start.
I've written on talking to my past
Okay.
self, basically.
Okay.
Loved the way you loved the moonlight and shined so bright. The way you held dad's hand so tight, just to feel secure, just to feel right. I love you for never falling the fall. I love you for never fearing the fall, for flying free like a bird through it all. That's all I've written.
I think it's very beautiful. I think you've done well with the repetition, and it adds a lot of meaning and effect. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Priyanshi, go ahead.
Oh yeah, give me 1 second. I'm about to reach home.
Okay, so we'll have Rahini share till then, and then Priyanshi, you can go after her.
Okay, may I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have wrote a limerick, a
Okay.
5-line poem. Courtroom calm and wide, where truth and justice never hide. I am water listening to the cases, reflecting truth in quiet traces, with justice and wisdom as my guide. So this I have written on the topic talking to my future.
I think it's a very well written limerick. I mean, limericks are known for their slight humor and rhyme scheme, which you've done very well. So yeah, I think it's a good example of a limerick. Yeah.
Thank you.
Shreyanshi, I'll give you a couple more minutes. Tiara, go ahead till then.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead. I choose the talking about my past, and the title is Pathetic but Poetic.
Sorry,
Past.
I can't hear
Yes.
you.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I choose the topic about talking myself at past,
Okay.
and here is the title.
Okay.
Pathetic but poetic. Past, the past was unbearable, wound with sprinkle of salt. So much fault to assault the little me. Time grows my body, just as the snake tied its prey. Simple favor, fools the safer. I won and I'm on. Thank you.
I think your this vocabulary is very nice and it makes sense. And all of you till now have used brilliant imagery as well as metaphors. So that's been good as well. Rishika, are you ready to go ahead?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So I have written a talk with my past self. Hey there, little dreamer with stars in your eyes. You dared to hope, so innocent, so pure. You smiled through storms you didn't know exist, still showed up strong again and again. I know you wanted to grow, to see happiness and achieve your dreams. But little did I know that those dreams would change. In this course of time, I can't describe. You thought your voice didn't matter, but now, my dear, you have reached the top. Thank you for whatever you did. Yet I wish to gather your personality again to achieve greater aims. So sweet, past, you have done your part. I'll take the vision and the ache just to satisfy you, my love. I'm so proud of you.
It's very beautiful. Yeah, it's good. I mean, all of these poems have been good till now. The imagery has been good. The vocabulary is good, and imagery and metaphor are really built on vocabulary and how you use the words. That's been good. Priyanshu, are you ready? Settled?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Right. I have also written on if I talk with my past self.
Okay.
I'll start.
Yeah.
I met her at a cafe carved from memory, walls stained with dreams I abandoned in haste. She sat across from me, knees swinging like truth too light to land, my younger self, still made of glass and questions. Her voice was a stock line, fragile, half erased by the storms I haven't told her about. She poured me a cup in silence, and I drank it like I owed her pain. We did not speak. The sugar on the table melted into maps of all the places I never took her. She did not ask why I folded, why I let others script the chapters, but her eyes were mirrors that I hadn't dusted in years. And I wanted to tell her, you will not be rescued, but you will burn, and you will bloom, and no one will clap. She reached across the table, not to hold me, but to return the pieces I had once left inside of her. And as I walked away, the chair she sat in turned to stone, like all the versions of me I had buried, just so this one could breathe. Thank you.
Very good. I think this is probably the most this developed metaphor that we've heard till now. So yeah, I think all of you have gotten it. Yeah, so that ends today's session. Hope you guys enjoyed, hope you guys learned something about imagery and metaphor. Make sure to submit all of your pieces on the Google form. It will be open for a while now. So if you need to touch up anything, go ahead. You can submit it in a PDF file, a Word file, or an image file. So however you've written it, that's fine. This crash course will continue for the next 2 days, and we'll also have a competition at the end of it. And I hope to see you everyone over the next 2 days and participating in the competition as well. So thank you for joining today.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I will end the meeting now.
Thank you so much. Good evening.